What's up? It's your boy Jay Tuck, Cowboys Up, and you are now tuned into the Cowboys Fans Only channel. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead, comment, like, subscribe, somewhere down there, and make sure you turn on the notification bell to make sure you stay up to date. Yes, because we're dropping content after content after content after content. So here we are, y'all. Like I said, it's draft season, and if you've been watching my live shows, definitely tune into those. Shouts out to my guy Nix from the Star Gang. My guy, my bro. He's always had this slogan, right? Pet cat. He said, Tuck, that's your pet cat. Pet cat, that's your pet cat, right? And I've been thinking what I'm going to start doing is doing a series on some of the guys in the draft that's not being talked about too highly. They're being mentioned, but not too highly, that I think are just my guys and that I would like for the Dallas Cowboys to add on and be a great fit. Now, we already know where I stand as far as the Kyle Pitts train is concerned. We already know that. That's not a pet cat. That's more like a dog on a leash. Like, that's not, this is more like a pet cat, like Dr. Evil, type of pet cat ordeal, man. So I'm going to be dropping some vids on a few guys that, like I said, is not being mentioned as frequently, but I think they should be brought up into discussion that I personally like. And some of my guys, when I watch film, I stamp approval on these guys. I like that. I think they have what it needs as far as being a solid draft pick and a solid addition to this Dallas Cowboys team. So, cornerback, right? Cornerback has been a hot topic when it comes to this draft. Should we take the big three? And I've been calling the big three pretty much as Caleb Farley that we're all aware of, Patrick Surtain Jr. out of Alabama, and then also J.C. Horn out of South Carolina. Now, I will go on the record to say this, right? Earlier on this season, I was a fan of Surtain, but if you watch the show, I was thinking that more than likely we were going to be more of a playoff type team, so we're going to be picking 19 and plus. So I was more on the Surtain bus back then because I thought our draft pick was going to be a lot higher. Unfortunately, Cowboys Nation, it didn't turn out to be what I thought it was going to be at the end of the season. So we ended up with the top 10 picks. So once we ended up in the top 10, I put a few more different candidates into consideration. Now, I know Surtain, for the most part, is more the top, the cream of the crop. That's what a lot of analysts that I'm reading are saying, that he's like number one. Maybe Caleb Farley is number two, then J.C. Horn being the number 3 guy off the board. But when I watch film on all three of these guys, I will tell you this. Caleb Farley, I'm not really sold. And I'll say this. Athleticism's there. Speed's there. He ain't played football last year. He ain't played no football, man. So ain't no telling how his workouts been going. I don't think they're going to have a traditional combine. So how can you really scout Caleb Farley to really validate bringing him at that number 10 spot? I just can't do it, y'all. I'm kind of out on these opt-out guys besides one of them, the wide receiver. But as far as these opt-out guys are concerned, man, I'm just not, I just don't trust it. I just can't trust it. So I'm out on Caleb Farley. When it comes to Patrick Surtain, I feel like he's the most safe pick. He's going to be a decent corner. He's not going to jump off the board anytime. Like, he's not going to jump off the TV. Don't expect too much excitement, but he's going to be trustworthy, right? But my problem with Pat Surtain Jr. is something that my guy Big Game James said last night, definitely tuning the Silver and Blue Nation. But when you get Surtain and you have Diggs, you're pretty much a mirror match. It's almost the same corner. And granted, they don't have very high top-end speed. It's just the same corner. And when you start playing against a lot of these fast wide receivers, they give these cornerbacks fits. We saw what happened in the Seattle game where, really, Diggs was getting beat, frequently, what I'm saying? But he was able to make up, with DK Metcalf and make the play when he knocked it out for the fumble. But he's getting toasted, man, because a lot of these top end speed wide receivers give our secondary fit. So when it comes to the top 3, J.C. Horn would be my guy out of those 3. I like his tenacity. I like his athleticism. I like his top end speed. I like his ball hawking ability. I love the way he's able to play the high points on the ball. The one thing about J.C. Horn, he's very physical. Sometimes he's too handsy, which can lead to a lot of penalties, which we don't need because, they always toss the flag on Dallas Cowboys, right? They always toss the flag against us. But I feel like when it comes to J.C. Horn, he has this different mentality that we haven't seen in Dallas Cowboys secondary for quite some time. And you got to think about his father, man. His father, Joe Horn. Get Joe Horn on the phone. This is the cell phone guy. That's his pops, man. So he has some of that arrogance already instilled into him. And like I said, I like his athleticism. I like what he can actually bring to the Dallas Cowboys. But outside of those top three, right, there's a guy, and he's not from Florida State, so relax. He's not from Florida State, but a guy that I've been watching tons and tons of film on, and I'm pretty much just falling in love with. I think is one of my guys. I would have to go with Tyson Campbell from the University of Georgia. Now, this is a guy with speed, not crazy speed, but it's more than enough. He has top end speed to able to close the gaps, especially in coverage. That we can clearly see. He's 6'2". So you guys have been downplaying my guy Asante Samuel Jr. because he's too short, Tuck. Tucky's way too short. My guy Tyson Campbell is 6'2", 185 out of the University in Georgia. Now, I feel like when it comes to Tyson Campbell, he was one of the number one recruited cornerbacks coming out of his class. He chose Georgia. I think Florida was another option, but he chose the Georgia route. And I feel like people look back and say, oh, Tuck, he's a Georgia cornerback. They fairly don't turn out too well in the NFL. He's from Georgia. But if he was from the University of Florida, I feel like there will be a lot of teams and a lot of fans all over this kid. Like I said, don't expect a ball hawk because he only had like one interception in his career. But from a physical stature, he's a very physical receiver that can play great in man press coverage. And I believe that's what Dan Quinn is wanting to get to. A lot of people are floating around the idea of possibly bringing in Richard Sherman or whatnot. Nah, I'm out on the whole Richard Sherman idea. I would like to get a young kid, a young bull in there. Like I said, I like his tenacity. He's big, he's physical. He struggles a little bit in zone. Zone is really not his strong point, but I feel like if you're able to bring him in, let's say you do have a Cheeto, and you also have Anthony Brown, you also have Trayvon Diggs. This guy is going to be more of a late first round, maybe day two. Kind of the way we got Diggs last year, I think that Tyson Campbell may still be on the board when it comes to day two, really depending on how he tests out when it comes to combine and some of his private workouts. But when you watch this kid, 3-year player, he played last year, which he didn't opt out, not an opt-out guy. But I like his physicality, man. I like his way he can high point the ball. I like the way he attacks. He's aggressive. He's handsy too, yeah. Now he's very extremely handsy, but for the most part, man, I feel like Tyson Campbell is one of those guys. From the more and more I research and watch film, I've been watching film for almost like four weeks now, give or take, on these corners, really breaking down this draft. And every time I watch this kid, I continue to fall more in love with him, man, because he's just one of those guys. I think that would be a great contrast to what we already have here in Dallas. Like I said, a big physical corner. You add him with Diggs, Cheeto, Anthony Brown, and some of these cornerstone veterans that I believe that's going to be back in place when it comes to Dallas Cowboys. I think that he will fit the Dan Quinn scheme. Now, he's not a nickel guy. He won't be a nickel guy. He's going to be primarily outside. So that really depends on what we bring back when it comes to the veteranship. But he's not a nickel guy. If you want a nickel guy, I got the perfect nickel guy for y'all, but y'all won't let me talk about any more Seminoles, man. I told Tuck no more Seminoles. I can't talk about my Seminoles, man. But I feel like Tyson Campbell out of the University of Georgia will be a great second-day pick when it comes to Dallas Cowboys. And a lot of people's been wanting this because they say, but Diggs played with Surtain at Alabama. Well, you got to think about Tyson Campbell. He played in Florida with Trayvon Diggs. They were in high school together. So there's a relationship there. You guys like relationships. You guys wanted height. 6'2", you want a corner, defense, here you go. He's physical, he fits our scheme. What else do you want from me, Cowboys Nation? What else do you want from me, Cowboys Nation? But I feel like this guy could be a great, like I said, late first round, maybe day two. Like I said, it really depends on logistics of everything. Like I said, we're not going to have a traditional combine. How these workouts are typically going to go, I really don't know. It really just remains unseen because I feel like this draft is going to be a crapshoot with a lot of these guys, especially the opt-out guys, man. So, but I like Tyson Campbell from the University of Georgia, cornerback. He's one of my guys. You get the Tuck stamp of approval, Tyson Campbell. Hopefully, you'll be there on day two, possibly. I wouldn't take him at top 10. Pump the brakes. Whoa, bro. Pump the brakes. I wouldn't take him top 10, but if he's available day two, he's definitely a guy I would take a look at and consider for that cornerback position. So going back to what we've been talking about so heavily, maybe you can go offense on day one, that top 10 spot, and then turn around on day 2 and go defense, defense, defense. You can go defense for the rest of the draft if you want, but I'm saying we have options, Cowboys Nation. So this is my pet cat. My first pet cat, Dr. Evil, is Tyson Campbell for the University of Georgia. So tell me some sleeper guys down in the chat that you guys have your eye on. Like, it's not really being talked about, but when you watch it and you research, you say, you know what? That's my guy. And I have more. This is the first guy. I'm going to be dropping more videos, but there's a few more guys that when I watch them on film, I'm just like, boom, that's it. Nobody's really talking about this much for being an option for Dallas Cowboys, but you're my guy, man. It's your boy J Tuck. Like I said, comment, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell to make sure you're locked in. We got more live shows coming up, more content. Salute to Cowboys Nation. Everyone who subscribed to the channel, I deeply appreciate you guys. Hope you're staying safe, staying blessed, staying encouraged, and let's go Cowboys. Yeah, baby, yeah.